Hi everybody, this is Janice, and I am so excited I got to play with the Cricut art booking cartridge from Close to My Heart. I got mine from Carol Horton from Close to My Heart. She is my lady that I order from, and I want to say thank you to her. All of the projects that I will be doing using the art booking cartridge and the papers and all of that and stamps are all courtesy of her store. So if you like what you see and you're new to a Cricut machine and you don't have a huge collection of cartridges, and even if you do, but to those newbies out there, I tell you really and truly, and I've been doing this for a long time, I have to say that the Close to My Heart cartridges are awesome because they have everything you need to make it so that you don't have to be reaching for lots of different things or searching your brain for where different images are. These are very good. So let me show you what I did. I played around with this is my calendar album that I have a video on, and I moved on to February. January, I'll show you that later, but anyway, it is a calendar, just so you can see, right? I bind it. I didn't say this in the video. I used the cinch machine to bind it, which I love as well. I love the cinch. I bought that for myself with money from my job at Michael's. And I went to page 58 in the art booking handbook. Sorry, I just got distracted. And I knew I wanted to do this one right here, okay, My Valentine, because we typically will take a picture, maybe we'll go out to eat or something like that, and so the three of us, so that's why my page instead says Valentines. All right, I used some glittery paper that I got it on clearance, and I didn't ever use it, but it is a DCWV paper pack that I got, again, on clearance. I'm trying to find it here so you can see what it is, but I don't want to take too much time because I don't want this video to be super long. But anyway, so it is a glittery paper from DCWV. It does not rub off on my hand, neither does this one. It's really nice paper. Close to My Heart does sell glittery paper as well. Okay, so see how that glitters? And then I also, this one I cut 2 times, and I popped it up with my homemade dimensionals that I make from Fun Foam, which is here. See how they're not that thick, but it adds drama and dimension. And then here, the S, because I wanted it to be Valentine's, is popped up 3 times. So it popped up off the page and 2 popped up on top of each other. So to do this, what I did was follow the instructions. The basic instructions, which you have to remember, is each page that shows a scrapbook layout or a mini book or a project, whatever size it tells you to do there, you just set your dial on your machine, the size dial, to that size. If you're just using it with the overlay, no Cricut Craft Room, no Gypsy, none of that. You just set it to 11, you set it and forget it, like they say, okay? And then everything is already designed in the machine, in the cartridge, to coordinate. So that will not cut to 11 because it's set to cut for this layout, okay? If you wanted to cut those guys at 11, then you would need to set the real dial size. And again, we're not even thinking of Cricut Craft Room right now, but if you just say, and I'm looking for it here, real dial size, meaning we're just talking about this image and we want to set just this image. So you would press real dial size and that stays on. And then you would say, I want to cut this M to be 11 inches itself, or I want to cut the potty people to be 11 inches. Does that make sense? Or this heart, I want it to be 7 inches. Or I want it to be 2 inches, you know, whatever. Okay. So there we go. Okay. If that makes any sense. I love that. So I did set, I used Cricut Craft Room. So I just went down below, you know how like it pops up like that, the overlay, and down here, I just set it to 11 inches and then just selected everything and automatically cut everything to the size that it, so that I could make this very layout. Okay. So, so what I did was I cut the overlay and it cut very, very nicely. Don't be like me and be a cheapskate. Change your label, change your blades. It makes all the difference in when you cut. And choose some nice paper. I typically use Michael's paper, Recollections brand. Is fantastic. Okay, so I cut a piece of Recollections paper in white to do the zebra right here. Right there. And so see how that says overlay right there? On here, on the creative features over here, there is overlay button. So I hit overlay, right? And we are on the A button, so it's here. So once you hit overlay, then, I'm trying to find it again. Once you hit that, when you hit this, it's not going to cut an A, it's going to cut whatever is right here. Now, if I wanted that one, then I would put it on the shift. Okay, right here. Shift or shift lock. If you hit shift lock, you got to remember to take it off. So shift and the A will cut that. So I cut it out, and then I knew I wanted the background to be black, so then I just, with my paper trimmer, cut this glittery paper to fit behind it. Then I went for this piece right here, the kind of like the photo mat thing. I went to photo mat 1 because if you see here, this piece, and it tells you what kind of photo you would want to put there. So maybe I could print an 8x10 photo and then cut it down. I don't know, we'll see. But photo mat 1, so you go over here and you change it to photo mat 1. Right there, you hit the A and it'll come up on your little screen there, this picture. And so that's how I got that. But I didn't like the little holes being empty or not, you know, just blank. So I took a scrap piece of this, and I put it behind there with glossy accents. So then let's get to the title. Each page layout has titles. Okay, so you do have a title creative feature. So if we go to the overlay here and you go to title, you press that, hit A, and the first title comes up. But if you wanted the you and me instead, then you just hit shift and that. Okay, so that's how you get that. Cut it out twice and I popped it up, and again, I didn't want that my to be open like that, so I just put some of this red paper that is from Recollections also behind it to coordinate with my Simple Stories paper that's over here. And then and then I found an S from something else, any old S. I just wanted it to be Valentines because I knew that we will all be in a photo together. So love it. Very easy, very simple, and again, you don't have to do it exactly like it is here. You can totally customize it to whatever you want, like I did with my title and with my S. And that's it. Oh, and then I wanted to show you, sorry, that's not it. Just to see how it's gonna look, I made a template with just scrap paper, and if I cut a 5x7 photo, I can see here that I can set it there if I want to, and then do journaling specific to that photo, or I could do it this way. I could pull this up. If you put your adhesive only down lower and then leave it so that you can slip your photo in there, then I could journal here. And then I thought, well, what if there's two cute pictures? Could I do that? And so I can just, you know, do it kind of funky like that. I tend to like to do that, because I'm sure my son will be sticking his tongue out or doing some crazy eyes or whatever. So I could do that. Could I do one 4x6? I could double mat it or something, right? Or do it like that. All right, or, you know, 3x3s I could fit. So I just want to show you that that's something that you can do to kind of help your eye to see how it's going to look with photos on there. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this art booking cartridge Valentine layout. Bye.